Welcome to the Erasmus Foundation podcast. My name is Paul Nugent. Are you looking for answers to life and its meaning? Then this may well be the very podcast you need to listen to. In a series of podcasts, we are going to look at the difficult questions of life and apply spiritual knowledge to find out the answers. Hello. Today the subject is natural energies and the true pagan. And with me today to talk about this is Padina from Spirit. So greetings, Padina.
Greetings.
And I'm going to take the second part of this first, if I may. So what is a true pagan?
Well, I would say that to define this correctly, we might look at the origins of this word. And very simply, the word itself meant the people of the country. And I think that is very telling. I think really that says very much in a way to define really the exact meaning of this, in that the people were in touch with the natural law, with the countryside, with nature. And I would say, really, that could be the definition in very simple terms.
Thank you. So is pagan good, bad? Is it evil?
It has become tainted, that is true. To define it today, I would suggest the word, generally speaking, has little to do with its origins. And I would say that the word has become more associated with witchcraft and the darker side of life than anywhere near its original meaning and purpose. Now, I cannot say for sure that everyone who might call themselves a pagan is a practicing witch or anything of that nature. But that is how I would see it.
Okay, thank you. And the other part of the statement that we made at the beginning of this podcast was the energies. So what are natural energies, Marina?
Again, the natural energies within your world are there as created within the natural law. They are the energies that have been placed within the earth by the directions of the great mind.
How can these energies be used, and what would be the benefits of using them?
How should they be used? Well, in the original sense of the word paganism, they would be used with an understanding that they are part of the natural law, they are part of nature, and they should be used for the benefit of others, really, in the true spiritual sense, but also for the benefit of anyone. Now, also, of course, those working within the dark, in witchcraft, Satanism, things of this nature, could equally use those energies, and in fact they do. So the energy itself is not really a question of whether it is good or bad. It is how it is used, very simply.
When is it appropriate to use these energies, Padina?
When they are needed, and again, I emphasize for the right reason. They could be used if you become perhaps physically depleted of energy. You can call upon the energy in stone, in water, very strongly, and particularly the energy within the earth. And you do this having your feet bare, placed upon the natural earth.
So can anyone do this, Padina, or do you have to be trained to do it, or what?
It requires some knowledge, that is so, but it is available for anyone to use, particularly if they are using the energies for the correct reason. Then it should be given to people so that they have an appreciation of the natural energies that are within the earth, but also to really identify with nature and with spirit.
So in the future, Padina, we are going to be much more in tune with the natural energies. So will we all become pagans, or would that no longer be used as a description of what we're talking about?
I think people will become pagans. Yes, that is true. Particularly those who work in a garden or farming or just working with nature. You could be describing people as pagans, but essentially, really, that won't be necessary because people, generally speaking, more in the future, will just be identifying with spirit. And it will be as simple as this.
In the future, then, I'm assuming this will replace such things as religions and that kind of thing.
Yes, I think, well, I believe there is a decline in the interest of Orthodox religion. It is losing its meaning for people. And what I would suggest for many, they will turn to spirit, as people are generally. But there may still be some who wish to continue with the belief in religions, and that is their choice, and that is fine. But I would say the majority of understanding, the majority of people will be searching for spirit.
And this belief in spirit, do you think it will help those people who still hang on to their religions?
Oh, indeed. Also, think it is important that religion should remain historically, that the knowledge and the information must be kept as a record of the past, of course. But for those who follow a religion, I would suggest that if they were to turn to spirit, it would help them appreciate and understand the sources and the heritage of their religion, as well, of course, as their own personal heritage. which we all share.
And as inverted commas pagans, or shall we say followers of spirit, people will use the energies more, and the benefits from this will be, what would you say? I'm assuming the earth would be much more healed by this.
Well, the energies within the earth at this time are very strong and almost too strong. And if people across the world were to call upon the earth energy and use it in the right way, it would placate the energy which is looking to surface across your world. So potentially where there is volcanic eruption, this could be eased somewhat, and the eruptions of volcanoes would be less damaging and perhaps less intense.
And how would people in general gain from using energies? Will it affect their health? Maybe.
Oh, yes, yes. But also, there are other factors which affect mankind, which would make a great deal to putting mankind's health back into balance. Stress is very, very damaging. And if people could turn to meditation and using the energies to calm down and be more at peace, then that would be very beneficial to man in many, many ways.
We are talking about a much simpler way of life. That sounds like a much more healthy way of going about things.
Mm.
Okay, Padina. Well, I'm afraid we're coming to the end of our podcast.
Hmm.
Quite a short one today, but is there anything I've missed out that you would like to talk about?
No, I don't think so. I think we have covered really all there is to say about this. It is important that people realize the energies within the world, the energies within the wind, the earth, the sea, in stone, and in trees, of course. Very important. And if man in time learns more about these things, it will be beneficial and it will help him in many ways.
The Erasmus Foundation is a spiritual teaching and healing foundation based in Laxfield, Suffolk, in the United Kingdom. We have a webpage, www.erasmus-foundation.org. If you would like to be a guest on our podcast, or indeed have further questions for us, then please contact me on paul@erasmus-foundation.org, and we'll do our best to accommodate you. Thank you very much for listening.